As the generations go by, television will continue to keep people docile. In the future, people will sit expressionless, whiling away their lives and dribbling in the same way that one does into a pillow the moment sleep takes over. A bit like the way they do now. This is one thing that won't change, but the programming will change, and ever more channels will be created to make sure that no one is left out of this unnecessary experience. It follows that hundreds of channels will no longer be enough. 7,231 might be though. The news will undergo some big changes. It has to, otherwise it will become part of televisual history. Rebranding helps, such as OMG the News. Acronyms will be used to beef up the seriousness of many programmes and offer a clue to what the programme might be about. Although it seems obvious what the news is at the moment, in the year 2111 people will have 7,231 channels to surf, meaning you could spend weeks clicking buttons and never getting around to watching anything. OMG the News will be a channel unto itself, created for those with a short attention span, and will appeal to the majority of rubbernecks enjoying the art of sensationalising the misfortune of others, for endless celebrity babble and reporting anything that doesn't really matter. In other words, stuff that isn't really the news. Not everyone in the world will have become so obsessed with knowing everybody else's business, of course, and it is possible that there will still be some intelligent while ordinary people about that just want to know how the rest of the world is getting on. So a channel called News Original will likely to appeal. And those who would be watching the BBC News of today can sit shouting their opinions at the thing while smoking a digital pipe. The tabloids will give up printing newspapers because many will simply get bored with reading. The natural progression will be to move to television. The Sun newspaper will become the Sun TV channel, set out in a very familiar way, changing its political agenda along with the commoners' interest and adding a show of young ladies' nipples at 3 o'clock. The Daily Mail will be amongst many of the other papers converted to television, and will be subscription or advertisement funded, and will continue to make followers paranoid about dangerous dogs and flu. Viewers of the Telegraph channel will scorn just in the same way that they do now. Comedy will fill hundreds of channels all by itself. We can assume that finding things funny will be passed on to future generations, but we don't all laugh at the same thing, so expect channels full of custard pie humour, complete with canned laughter and bright colours, and more grown-up humour that isn't interrupted by big red arrows telling you that something funny has happened. This will be a good thing, although many will get stuck in one genre of comedy and never develop further because there simply isn't time. There will be 170 years worth of comedy to broadcast, channels dedicated to American sitcoms of the early 90s, British sitcoms featuring the F word, mildly amusing dramas that make you cry, mildly amusing dramas that don't make you cry, a channel called Friends and Friends for anyone that doesn't find the American sitcom Friends and other programs like that to be predictable. The TV listings will be not exactly endless, but practically endless. There will be a Fawlty Towers channel. From 12 episodes to an endless amount of programs could be made. A celebrity-driven 100 funniest moments to remakes of the series that has gained the same respect as the works of Shakespeare and Dickens. Fawlty Towers will be revamped and brought into the 22nd century with not just another 12 episodes, but more like another 12 series or seasons, made by the Americans, with a team of 30 writers and 24 episodes per worn-out, jaded season. Of course, there will be no one to object to this because the rights will be fully paid for, and if you don't like it, tune out of channel 5414. This isn't all, of course. Many sitcoms will be remade. Why leave a good idea in the past? Wouldn't it be better to milk it beyond recognition? Comedy isn't going to stop evolving either. There will be many new ways of making people laugh, with new names like post-emo humour, while there'll be underground and illegal humour using intelligence, now thought to be dangerous. The acronym LOL will stop being what it is now and become its own style of humour, where nobody actually laughs at all. but just say lol to the subject of funniness, at which is neither amusing or waste any energy on cognitive power. Reality TV will continue too, but to a whole new level beyond a level that is beyond another level that you wouldn't be comfortable with. Imagine hundreds of tiny cameras placed all over the body of a celebrity, streaming out live this person's body from every angle while they go shopping and chat with Kerry Katona's great-granddaughter. The programs will be interactive in a way that lets you change the camera angle with an application. You'll not only be able to see them, but you'll be able to see what they're looking at, and you'll hear what they're thinking. You'll be able to influence what they do and say with another application that doesn't need to send on messages, but with everybody else's input sends thoughts and feelings into the mind of your celebrity. There will be reported cases of famous people going off the rails down to the program they took part in, and will sell a story of their experience of having other people's thoughts going around in their heads, telling them to punch a copper and get drunk and cause a fight and anything else their inexcusable behaviour can be blamed for. Television will not be its own thing anyway. It came before the internet, but by the year 2111 it will be delivered by it, which means that not only will there be at least 7,231 official channels to choose from, there will be countless amounts of pirate channels showing off even more reality, and no matter how many people in the world there are, nobody will be watching.